we go. Look at that, decent fish. So today's fishing adventure could be an exciting one, potentially 4 waters to hit. I'm starting at Kephart Prong, which is a small tributary into the Oconaluftee. So I can fish this for a little while, hopefully it looks good. And then I can fish the Oconaluftee, good long stretch of that along the highway. We have Collins Creek that feeds into the Oconaluftee. And then just down the road, Smoke Mountain Campground, we got Bradley Fork up there. Now I've fished the Oconaluftee and Bradley Fork before, but these other 2 waters are gonna be new to me, so curious to see what they look like. But meanwhile, got a little bit of a hike to get up here to Kephart, so I'll see you when we get there. There is the stone sign. I think this used to be, they had a Civilian Conservation Corps camp here in the, maybe up until the 30s or during the 30s, with hundreds of workers up here. They built a hatchery, I think it was trout and smallmouth bass, long since gone, but interesting little area here. Coming up on the first look of Kephart Prong. Got a nice footbridge here, or a log. Oh, plenty of water in it. Not real big, but wow, it's beautiful up there. Nice. Okay, I'm liking Kephart Prong. Like typical small water, I'm just finding little pools like this, sneaking on up behind them, and then making a 15-foot cast out there, drifting it through some seams. And hopefully we'll find some that'll come up for it. There's one. Oh, that was a cool take. I saw him come out from under that rock and get it. So that didn't take too long. And look at this, a brown trout. How cool is that? First brown trout of the week on Kephart Prong. Wow, I love it. All right, get back in there, little guy. There's one. Oh, I think that was a rainbow. Saw a little pink on him. But that was a good bit of casting. It was drifting too close to that rock, so I pulled it out and still got a decent drift. And he came up for it. Now I'm finding Kephart Prong to be absolutely beautiful. It is the best looking water I've fished so far. And I'm finding some fish in pretty fast riffly water. And the Marsh Brown has fooled a few of them, but it's hard for me to see. So I'm gonna put on a Parachute Adams, and you know, it'll at least be easier for me to see, and hopefully it'll fool a few of these guys. There's one. And a rainbow here. Not a real big guy. Let me go wet my hand. Another little rainbow. Get on back in there, buddy. All right, I think I'm wrapping up on Kephart Prong. A couple hours up here, 4 or 5 fish. None of them very big, but I did get one brown, so that was cool. I think I'm gonna hike back to the truck and fish the Oconaluftee until lunchtime. So I'll see you on the water. Okay, it's time to try the Oconaluftee. I just hiked back to the truck and put in on the river right there at the Kephart Prong trailhead. So I'm just gonna wade it upstream from there. We'll give this an hour or so, see if we can't find any fish in here. And this looks like as good a place as any to start. Now I was having a little trouble seeing that Parachute Adams in some of this really fast water. So I just tied on the balloon caddis tan. It's gonna float well and I should be able to see it. So let's go out here and hit this fast water here. Do a few drifts through this middle of the creek water right here, and then go over there to the far side. Some slack water. There's 2 fast chutes coming in and then some slack water. So I think that slack water right on the edges is going to be the likeliest holding spot. Like right over there. There we go. Look at that. All right, decent rainbow. Oh, don't go too far down there, buddy. Get over here in the slack water, I'll get you in the net. All right. This is a fun fish. All right, get on back in there, buddy. Now this kind of water up here is pretty fun water. Pretty fast. Sometimes you can get them to come up for it. They don't always get it in their mouth though, but when they do, it can be a real fun fish. So just go out here and drift it down through there. Kind of high stick it. There's one. Look at that. All right. Where are you going, buddy? All right, let me get down here. He just got off right there. About an 8-incher. But that was fun. I'll keep fishing this little stretch for a few more drifts. Oh, there was a nice take in that really fast water. He missed it, but he chased it. He chased it all the way down. That's fun to see. And when you hook that fish, it's a blast. You don't always get them though. There he is, got him that time. All right, sorry to bang you on the rocks there, buddy. Here, he's back out in the bigger water now. Let me get down here to get him. I did bring my net, grab my net this time because, well, this is, might get into a few bigger fish. Not a whole lot bigger, but, you know, that was a feisty little fighter there. All right, get on back in there, little guy. So when I'm wading upstream with dry flies, I don't skip little side pockets like this. Soft water, it's not hard to fish. Only takes a minute to drift a fly down there. It's just 2 or 3 drifts, and if there's one sitting in there, you might get him. There we go. All right. Come here, buddy. Get out of there. All right. No, I don't mind fish like that coming off at my feet. You know, it's probably a little bit better for him than me keep banging him around the rocks. Well, that was pretty fun. On the Oconaluftee, not even an hour, maybe 45 minutes. 4 or 5 fish, a couple of them decent. Now I'm hiking back to the truck, gonna have some lunch, and then drive over, check out Collins Creek, see what that looks like. Well, Collins Creek was a no-go. The picnic area was closed, and I don't know where else I could access it. So I ate my lunch on the drive down to Smokemont. Parked at the campground. Now I'm on the Bradley Fork Trail. Got Bradley Fork over here on my left. So I'm gonna hike it up here, and I can spend the rest of the afternoon till supper time here. And if I remember, I was here a few years ago. I got into some brown trout up here, so a couple of them decent size. So maybe we'll have some luck today. So somehow Bradley Fork just feels like brown trout water. Maybe it just reminds me of water from back home. But I've got this March brown on, and I'm gonna drift it through, I don't know, moderately fast. Try broken water, but as long as I can still see it. See, that's a good little seam right there. I wanna get my shadow over it though. Oh, there was a take. That definitely looked like a brown trout take. I don't think he got it in his mouth though. But he came up in some kind of deep water though. Let's see if he'll come up again. There he is. That was definitely a brown. No pink whatsoever on that guy. And I also remember, it's coming back to me now, that a lot of this trail is a good bit away from the water. And we are way above it right now with no easy access to get down there. But there are spots up here where the trail gets closer to the water, so we'll get to it here shortly. All right, this looks like a fun stretch, and I'm pretty sure I hit this a few years ago. It looks kind of familiar. All right, this is a good looking stretch right here. And shouldn't be too hard to fish. I can get pretty close. This water is kind of fast and a little bit broken, so I can get kind of right on up here and just drift this little March brown down through this seam. There we go. Look at that. Decent fish. Oh, he's running on me too. Is this a brown? I bet it is. He's nice. No, it's rainbow. Put this guy in the net. All right, let's get this marvelous hook right out of him. That's a pretty rainbow, and he's the biggest one of the week, even though he's only about 9 inches. All right, get on back in there, buddy. All right, since I have now gotten at least one fish on all 3 of the waters I've fished today, I'm gonna do something fun. Not that fishing all day hasn't been fun, it has been, but something unique. So not long ago, I tied up a new pattern, kind of a tribute to my daughter, who she and I have gone out for Taco Tuesdays every Tuesday for the last 10 years, thereabouts. So I came up with a fly, called it the Taco Tuesday. And today is Tuesday. And we're not going out to dinner tonight because I'm in the Smoky Mountains and she's back in Maryland. But I thought it would be a neat tribute to use this fly out here and see if I can't get anything with it. And I have gotten into several fish today on pretty traditional flies. I was using a caddis fly, then a March Brown, and I think a Parachute Adams. But this thing, it's just a big, bold attractor pattern, kind of like a bivisible with yellow and brown hackle, and then white calftail tied trude style. And I got a pretty cool stretch of water the next 100 yards or so that I might be able to find some pockets to fool some fish with this thing. So I'm gonna get out here and give it a shot. So this stretch right here, it's a little deeper than I thought, but I could get something to come up for this big, bold attractor dry fly. Look at that, there we go. And a jumper. All right, that didn't take too long. He's not huge, but that was a fun little fish. Came up in deep water too. All right, let's get this little guy on back in there. There's the Taco Tuesday. He had his meal. All right, thanks for the fight, little guy. So I'm thinking this Taco Tuesday pattern is a fast water attractor. Water like this, just go out there and drift it along that seam. There we go, look at that. And I let him get off. I didn't have my line hand in my hand, so I couldn't keep him tight just by raising my rod. Oh well, the Taco Tuesday fooled him, so pretty cool. All right, folks, I am about to call it a day on Bradley Fork, but it has been a fun day. 3 different waters today: Kephart Prong, Oconaluftee, and now Bradley Fork. Got fish on all of them. I was on Bradley Fork the longest, and that's where I got the fewest fish. So if I was really out here to have a 20 fish day, I think I'd go spend tomorrow on the Oconaluftee. But I'm not out here for 20 fish days. I'm out here to just experience some new waters and have some fun. Oh, and since this is probably going to be a standalone long form video, let's do a hat giveaway. And I just thought of this one. If you'd like to win the hat, Savage Flies hat, leave a comment and tell us what would be your ideal fishing destination. Where would you like to go? If money wasn't an object, where would you want to go? Could be anywhere in the world. I think mine would probably be somewhere out west in the United States. But anyway, that's it. Been a pretty fun day, but it's after 4. Got about an hour drive back to Cosby. Then I got to get cleaned up if I want to go out to dinner, and I am pretty hungry. So that's it, my friends. I appreciate you watching. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time.